Press record. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Workout Gamer podcast. I am the Workout Gamer, and today, this has been a podcast that's been long overdue. We've been trying to get this going together. I am with the
Yeah.
SoberNerd. Tell the people who you are.
Well, you buried the lead. I am the SoberNerd, followed by tens of tens, and I lead the masses. No, I kind of do the same thing you do, except instead of combining nerd with workout, I just combine nerd with my lack of sobriety sometimes. Sober nerd is a play on words. I don't drink, but when I came up with SoberNerd, I was like a big drinker, and so I was with our mutual friend David,
Mm-hmm.
and I was making fun of him at the time. I was really drunk, and we were all talking about nerdy stuff, and I was drunk with a bunch of other people, and I said, "Why are you you're a nerd, but you're not like me. You're like a sober nerd." And like a light bulb went off. I was like, oh my God, there it is. I kind of ran with it, but yours is more health oriented along with all the other stuff. Whereas mine kind of goes, I kind of lean in deep on the comic books and the pop culture, kind of
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a Comic-Con fanboy. I kind of follow those trends, but then I also bleed into gaming, D&D, all that stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably a little more pop culture comics heavy. And then I also have, all the usual stuff. I have a YouTube but with a podcast that I will get you on.
Cool.
I've got YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, a Twitter. I do all that stuff. But it's fun. I kind of did this. I'm pretty sure you were doing Workout Gamer before I was doing Sober Nerd.
Fun. Here's
How long you
a
been doing it?
fun fact. Workout Gamer came out a couple years ago. Because originally
Mm,
I was thinking of opening my own, like a nerdy type of fitness thing, and I wanted to do it on YouTube. I'm a big
right.
fan of this guy named Jax Blade. Uh,
I
he's
know who that
on,
is.
yeah, he's super cool. Um,
Yeah.
and then some of the ideas I had for a business name was like EXP Fitness, Experience Fitness, Level Up Fitness, but some of those were taken, and I
Okay.
thought Workout Gamer.
Right.
Um, Let me see if that's available. Yeah, cool. We'll take it.
Okay.
uh,
That's
and
all, dude. You
and
should
I
do
actually
that.
was doing YouTube uh 10 years ago, which is going to tie into one of our topics today, Pokemon.
Right.
Uh
Yeah.
I was part of the Pokemon card community where you open up packs, do trades online and whatnot. And I did it for a while. I stopped because I started getting burned on certain deals or some certain trades. So it's just like
Right. Right.
it's hard. Like it's one of the things. Like, all right, I got to find you on a YouTube page. I got to find your YouTube page to see if other people recommended you. If not, I can't trade with you.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
Now it's a big thing. And before we get into our topics today, there is someone I do
Right.
have to thank. I don't have my second screen up just yet. Um, the rustiest Shackleford. You jumped on my stream yesterday when I was playing Fall Guys, and you made a donation. So I gotta say thank you. I once I get the second,
Rock.
I want to say once I get the second screen on, I can see more of this stuff and all of the guys who followed in that raid. That was pretty awesome. I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. And a fun little thing.
You got rated?
Yeah. The,
Oh, cool.
and the cool thing was that someone said like, I bet like something about 20 push-ups, and I was like, well, the game's loading. Let me go do 20 push-ups.
You
So,
do it? You did
yeah,
it?
I did it. So,
Oh, that's great. Did you like bring the webcam down or you just drop out of frame and then come
no, I
back
just
in?
like
Like I
went
did
right
it.
here. They were able to see me.
Okay. That's
So,
great.
the first
That's
topic
great.
today we're going to talk about the Pokemon situation currently going on,
Yeah.
and a lot of pop culture, whatever you want to talk about today. Uh, the reason why I want to bring up Pokemon is because one, I know you are a trading card game player. I know you're mainly in Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah.
but you understand how
Right.
everything runs. Not only that, you're
Yeah,
also
I played Pokemon. I played it back
yeah,
in the day. I still play the current. I played Sword and Shield the other day. Like when it comes to the video games,
right.
yeah.
Another reason is you're also a parent. You're also a
Yes.
father. So it's one of the
Yes.
things that this situation is out of control. So to kind of keep
Yeah.
people in the loop of things, right now it is near impossible to get Pokemon cards at places like Walmart, Target. Luckily, we have a game like two gaming stores in the area, so we can still find stuff. But prices of packs have gone from $3 to $5. Certain packs are now like $9 or even $22. Like a lot of things
Even at
have,
like, even at like Wild Things and stuff like
yeah.
that.
They were
Wow, I didn't
like,
know
yeah,
that.
this pack right here is $22 each because, well, unfortunately, everyone's buying them out. And there's a lot of things that led to this. One was the Champion's Path. Champion's Path had a Charizard, a black shiny Charizard. If you got a perfect
Uh,
graded 10, it's easily worth $1,000.
right. I did hear about that. Okay.
Another thing was all
Wow.
these quote unquote Pokemon influencers slash investors who are just screwing up the market right now. Um,
Yeah.
and another thing is just more of like, yeah, those are kind of the big things that are going on. Everyone's trying to make money off Pokemon, like all of a sudden, because like I'll see TikToks of people saying, um, "Oh, if you buy these packs, find this card and get it graded. This is how much money you'll make." And
Right.
it's a
Right.
harder process than that. I believe you have
Yeah.
graded comic books, correct?
Okay. Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah,
And
I
it's a
do.
long, expensive process too, right?
It is. You've gotta you go. The thing is, you don't just get one and then go, okay, this is the one I'm gonna grade. You have to get a couple.
Hmm.
Then you have to pick apart which one is the best one. It depends. If you're getting a rare one, you're essentially like, I gotta buy three of these.
Hmm.
And then you have to pick out which one has the best quality, and you gotta go through it. Then you sell the other two, or get rid of them, whatever you do. And then you've got to go to, CGC. You've got to send them out, and usually they won't take just one book unless it's super rare. You have to send a few. So you have to ship them, pay for that shipping. Then you have to wait, God knows how long, for them to get it back to you while you're trying to follow the process
Hmm.
online, which is a pain in the butt. Then certain books, because of how rare they are, they take a cut of that. They charge you a 8%, I think, or whatever, fee on top of what you've already paid them plus the shipping to
Hmm.
get your book back. And then if you get it and you don't agree with the grading, take it somewhere else. And the problem is that CGC, other than there's a couple, there's CBCS, which I think is about to go out of business, and then there's another one that even me, someone who gets books graded, can't even remember because they're kind of the gold standard, and
Hmm.
so they could kind of make their own rules. And if you don't like it, tough. Where else are you going to go? Because we're the gold standard. We're the people. When they say, did you get something graded, they just assume it's like people don't say breath mint anymore. They go, here's a Tic Tac. Tic Tac's a company, but it's
Hmm.
so inundated with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a process, and it's got to be worth it to do
Yeah,
it. You don't just grade any book
and the
for
big
sure.
thing, like just like with Pokemon cards, like uh, people are failing to realize this process of how long it actually takes to get things graded. So like easy, let's just say like 6 months. So
Yeah.
much,
Oh yeah, for
so
sure.
much can happen in those 6 months. Um,
Very true.
I mean,
It could
like,
drop the value.
oh, absolutely. It could raise, it could
Mm-hmm.
drop. So
It's true.
it's like best way to put it in Yu-Gi-Oh, their prices for cards
Mm-hmm.
fluctuate depending on what's top tier and what's gonna like because you could use any card from
Yeah.
beginning to now, and there's some cards that are
Mm-hmm.
like worth 80 if not to $100 easy.
Yeah,
Um,
at Commons, whatever goes big at YCS. Oh, this is the new
mhm.
top tier. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I know.
Magic, theirs is like, again, it's a money game. Pokemon is different.
Yeah.
People aren't realizing that
Yeah.
Pokemon's a little different, where you have the collector side where, yeah, the older
That's
cards are going to be there, but also the meta.
right.
And
Right. Right.
Pokemon's meta moves fast. So
Really does.
it's
It really
interesting.
does.
Yeah.
When I really quick, when
Go.
I got back into we're back on here. When I got back into playing Pokemon, because I played it in the beginning like
Hmm.
everyone did. And I noticed, I kind of fell out of it, but I kept all those old cards, which, yes, the thing about Pokemon that I agree with you 100%, even Yu-Gi-Oh has a little bit of it if you're nostalgic like me, but
Hmm.
collectability of Pokemon cards is crazy compared to other cards. And even Magic, I don't think has that much collectability as far as certain sets and certain cards. They're like, yeah, okay, everyone wants that one card. Kind of
Right.
like in comic books, it's like, well, everyone wants an Action Comics one. Like, okay, yeah, that's what Magic has. Of course, there's a few cards that are like, oh, the Holy Grails, but Pokemon, I think, is a much wider. And you have your adult collectors, you have little kids, my kids, who don't even play Pokemon. They have Pokemon cards because they love the show, and they just, they, oh well, they play, they don't know what they're doing. But there's that aspect of it. And the problem is that the community, I try not to call any community toxic, but you can have that. I play Fortnite, and there's toxic people in there. There's people who take something that's pure and fun, and they make money off it. They scalp it. Comic books. Look what's happening with PlayStation 5, dude.
Yeah.
If you want to buy one right now, it's like $1,000. It's
And
insane.
the biggest shock for me is just like out of nowhere, like before Black Friday or like before Thanksgiving, like yeah, I could run to Walmart, pick up a pack or two or whatever. But
Right.
as soon as like all these things that led up to it, just like I see shelves just empty, just barren, and then one of the big things was I saw some Targets where they have a sign, you're only allowed to buy one of these products at a
I
time.
saw that, and they actually have that on Pokemon cards, which I was like, "What's
I've
going on?"
never seen
When you
that in my
told
life.
me that, I never. When you told me that, ironically had seen it, and then I kind of did a little homework because I haven't played in a couple of years.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was like, "What's going on?" And I did some homework, but the meta, I'm not trying to backtrack, but the meta thing, it does work fast because when I got back into Pokemon, I was playing. I made this beautiful, awesome Mewtwo like EX deck,
Hmm.
and I was kicking butt. And I had made it. I hadn't had that thing a month, and then all of a sudden it was like old news. They have the GX cards now and all this new stuff, and I was like, I spent probably $80 putting this deck together. Like I wanted it hollowed out, so I got all hollows. I'm that way. I'm that way with Yu-Gi-Oh, dude. You've seen me. I hollowed out, but and it was useless now. Psh, done. People are like, oh, that's great, but that one doesn't hold a candle to this. And I'm like, dude, this thing's only a few months old. And so it moves, and Mewtwo cards, Mewtwo, I forget, was it EX or GX that was first?
EX came first.
Anyways, I had these really nice hollow full art Mewtwo's
Hmm.
that I paid a lot for, and within a couple of months aren't worth anything. I mean, I paid $80 for that whole deck. I don't even know where it is. Like it stopped. It wasn't worth anything.
Oh wow.
But then now there are older cards or certain cards. Well, I mean, are there older cards that really get that much value? With
Um,
Yu-Gi-Oh, it
actually,
fluctuates, man.
yes. I actually have the TCG Player app, and it's super cool because you just go over your cards, scan it, and it'll tell you what price it is. Back in the day,
It's pretty
this
cool.
this reverse hollow Umbreon, it's an Umbreon. It's like
Hmm.
okay, who cares?
Oh, okay.
It was probably like $1 or less back in the day. Or is this the
Right.
good one? This was a playable one. It was
Hmm.
probably like at least a couple dollars. $6 right now, and this hasn't been
Oh, wow.
relative. This like within the last eight
Why?
years. Collectability. It's an
Why is
EV
it? Oh, I
versus like
guess. What's
no
it?
one's gonna care about like oh I got a rare Farfetch'd from 2 sets ago. No one gives a crap about that.
Right,
But
right, right, right.
Charizard is a
Well,
very popular card. You know whatever.
yeah, Charizard is. We were
And
kids, man, when that was big.
the this card right here, this shiny Rayquaza, when I
Okay.
got it, it was only maybe worth about $2. Guess how much it is now?
How much?
35.
For a shiny Rayquaza. I'm in the wrong business, dude. Jeez.
And
How long have you had that card?
I had this card like for a couple months, and it's because of the
Wow.
shortage right now because people are buying it out. Um,
Is it a usable card? Like, so it
no, God,
actually
no, it's
still
not.
works in.
It's a collectible
Oh,
one.
well, if you're not, just you gotta play it like the stocks, man. Sell, sell, sell.
It is. Actually,
Um,
this whole stack right here of like 30 cards is like $112 right here.
Oh wow.
Um, and the thing is, this people who want to look into Pokemon or trading card games, you got to do your homework. You can't make a quick buck. It
Yeah,
doesn't work that
for
easy.
sure, for sure.
Because went
Yeah.
on like uncommon cards. Some common cards I found worth like more than a dollar or two. So sometimes, which I have a great story. You, speaking of scalpers, you remember the store? What was it? Hot Toys.
Course. Oh, those fuckers. I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
Ah,
So
yeah, yeah. Of course,
to
of
give people a
course.
kind of retrospective, these guys were like
Yeah,
the toy store, like the retro toy store, like, oh cool, I haven't seen this since I was a kid, all this stuff, even some Pokemon cards, collectibles. They charged out the ass for this stuff.
yeah.
Like I
They
remember
rip you
seeing a
off.
piggy bank for like $20. I'm like, dude, like one that got me was, oh yeah, you see this? It's a graded Pikachu card. We're gonna sell it for this much. It's not a special one. No one cares about this one.
No,
Or
no.
just because it's shiny, we're gonna charge $20 for it, even though it's all damaged. Here's how I
They had
got.
two of them.
Mhm.
Two. They were right across from each other at the mall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's how I got uh, my sweet sweet revenge. So all the cards that they didn't care about, like the commons and uncommons, they just threw it aside, like, yeah, a quarter each, maybe even a dime. So
Okay.
there was a card at the time called Pokemon Catcher, and this is before it was
Okay.
errated. Um,
All right.
at the time, this card was worth $15. Then
Wow.
eventually dropped down to 5, and once it got errated, it was a lot cheaper. But
Mm-hmm.
I was able to find a full playset and enough to make money off of it, and I only paid like $2.
Wow.
So they just
And
cared about.
they didn't know.
They didn't know. All they cared about, ooh, is it
Mm.
shiny? We'll sell it out the ass. And
Curb appeal. Curb
yeah,
appeal.
and the reason why this is so
Mm-hmm.
important for Pokemon fans or card game fans, if you're looking to trying to make some money, like, you don't want to just have all the stuff all the time. Sometimes you just want to trade, or like,
Right.
all right, I've had this long time, I don't need it, I'm going to sell it. The best way to do it is get into the meta, understand what the gameplay is. Because again, you'll have key cards. I know there's a trainer card, Boss's Order. They're like $4 each. There's
Wow.
and that's not even a shiny or like a big monster. It's just this is what it is. Um,
Well, I mean, certain cards. I mean, don't isn't does Pokemon? I mean, I know Yu-Gi-Oh does it, but is Pokemon still banning cards?
they don't
Like
ban
each
cards.
generation, so
They
everything's still legal from Gen 1 all the way
No,
up.
no, no, no. So they do have rotations. So they have like
Right.
seasons to make it easier. So like from
Right.
this
Right.
set to this set is what we play, and that's the tricky thing
Okay.
with Pokemon because if they don't reprint that card will become worthless as soon as this passes because they don't host
Right. Right.
tournaments. The tournaments they host is standard or modified, or is it modified?
Oh.
Expanded, where they increase
Isn't
the
it
list.
unlimited or something like that?
Unlimited was something our comic book store did, where just like it's
Right.
anything. The reason why
Okay.
people don't run those tournaments is because card from now should never have met card from back then, and you
Okay.
have to follow the rules of the card. Like Mr. Mime, it's like, oh, if you do 30 or more damage to it, it doesn't work. Most cards do more than that now, so it's like this is an
Easily.
unbeatable
Yeah.
card.
Right. Right. Okay. I got
So
you. Yeah, it wouldn't work.
that's where Pokemon cards, people have to be careful. Like, this could be the top tier card. What's the collectability of it? Not so much. Well, your price is going to drop heavily. And all these scalpers are just going to be sitting on a lot of these product that they bought. And unfortunately, they might just throw it away.
Well, it
Uh,
comes down to patience. I mean, if you can, I mean, so I, I can't. I keep trying to compare it to other scalpers, like with the PlayStation 5, for instance. I want one. I'm not gonna pay $1,000 for
mhm.
it. I literally just have to wait, and
Right.
then it'll be more produced. It'll be everywhere, like a PS4 or anything else. I'll just go buy one for a regular price in a year. Um, with Pokemon though, you can't do that, right? Because once it's not
Once it's out
working
of
or
print,
once
it's
it's
out of print.
rotated out, right, and then these people are trying to sell this card that was at once worth $1,000, which you're saying that at this time, once it's out, will be worth jack squat,
Well, if
or
it's
will
a
it be worth
collectible
more if it's out
card,
of print?
that card alone was probably going to stay at a higher price just because it's a limited print special edition thing. No
Right,
one's going to run that.
right.
Versus like I remember there was a card called Shaman EX. It was a key card in your deck at the time. Each one was worth $80, but as soon as it went out of rotation, it dropped to like 5 to 10.
Oh wow,
So it's like, if it's going to go out of
they're kind of
rotation,
robbing people, man. Yeah,
it's the gamble of the game, really.
I
It was a
know,
great
but then
card.
what are they? What are they going? What are they? Oh no, I'm saying that, but with this new Charizard thing, what is it just going to stay up there, and then people are going to pay through the nose if they want it? But you're saying they're not going to really run it, so is it just because it's a
It's a
hard to find
collector's.
card for its collectability? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Well then, if once it's out of print, it might go up.
Oh, it will. But what I
Yeah,
was saying earlier was more of like people who like went to Costco, bought all the Pokemon stuff, and just have all
right.
this stuff. It's like, well,
Well,
way to
yeah,
go, jerk! You are now holding on to all
right.
these things. No one's probably going to want to buy anymore because,
That's true. That's true.
like right now, the
Yeah,
influencers are kind of influencing the prices, but people are starting to
right.
realize, go ahead, get it graded, but by the time you get it back, your price will plummet
True.
because like maybe
True.
these influencers don't care about it anymore. They're on to the next thing.
That's
Um,
true.
so for all you guys out there trying to make money off of this stuff, be careful.
Good luck. Yeah.
Um, I'm a collector. Like
Oh yeah.
I'll sell what I don't need or don't want to keep. I have a couple cards I want to keep. Uh, and like one of the ones I like a lot is a Mario and Luigi Pikachu that I got at Worlds about not Worlds
Yes.
at
Yes.
a regional event 4 years ago. So I'm like,
Damn it, where is it? I have the Luigi one.
oh, you
I
have the
bought
Luigi
it.
one?
I didn't get it at regionals. I had to buy it. I'm a huge Luigi fan. Yes, I had to get the Luigi one. I paid for that though.
Yeah, it
I
came
they
with
even had a sticker.
sleeves, the card box, and I used the sleeves and stuff. I haven't used the Mario ones yet, so I'm waiting for a good deck.
Um, see, because I mean I get the collectability. Even I have a pro trade binder,
Hmm.
full. I mean 90% of it's Yu-Gi-Oh. I have a couple of Pokemon cards. I still have still have it, and it's graded. Damn it! I wish I had found it before we did this. It's a graded Mew, ancient Mew that you
Okay,
got when you saw Pokemon the movie 2000 or not 2000, Pokemon the first movie,
right.
and it's a ancient Mew
I
card.
have
It's
that too.
hollow and it's written. Yeah, I have one graded, and it's friggin' awesome. But it's actually the only graded card I have. And then the rest of my stuff is just collectability.
Right.
Yu-Gi-Oh stuff that I want to bring in and out. I got a lot of hollow staples, your Dust Tornado, MSTs, all that stuff that you're not gonna get rid of because those are evergreen. But
Yeah.
I do have one card that's not worth. It's not even worth mentioning. It's so little. But it was my first Yu-Gi-Oh card, and I still have it. It's I don't know if you know Neo the Magic Swordsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's
I
holding
know
a
him.
sword
Yeah.
and his fingers doing like a spell.
Yeah.
That was my first Yu-Gi-Oh card. I found that in the street when I right before I started watching the anime. I still have it, and I will use that thing as a pillow before I sell it. Like I love that card. It's not playable. 1700 attack, no effect. He's garbage.
Back
But
then,
I
he was decent. Now it's like, who cares?
a 4-star 1700, like get out of here. Yeah, but back then he was him and Harpy. What was it? Harpy's brother, I think, was a big one too. 1800, only 4 stars.
Oh, and if you had a
Oh,
Gemini Elf, you immediately just like
Gemini Elf.
it was like
Yes,
unless you had a
you could bring.
2000 defense guy, you're getting mobbed.
You were screwed. It was a beatdown deck. It
Yeah.
was a super dude. I'll go down the rabbit hole with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dude,
That was a
that'll be
beatdown
another
deck.
episode. That could be its whole
Yeah,
episode
no,
its
for
own.
sure, for
'Cause
sure.
I
We
got
can we
stories.
can we could chop it up. I still have my Exodia deck, which is I'm not even ashamed to say a complete, utter copy of your deck that you beat me at when we played that tournament a
Yeah.
couple years ago. You destroyed my burn deck. I was like, I have to have this Exodia deck, and so I made it all hollowed out. I even got Exodia sleeves for it. And I took so many names with that, but that's another time. But
Nice.
yeah,
That
so every time I do that too, I'll be playing someone with it, And if I beat him with it, I'll be like, "Thank you, Efren." Like under my breath, they'll be like, "Who's that?" Like, it's a thing I have to say if I win with this deck.
Well, if
Yeah,
that'll be an
ridiculous
episode of
names.
its own. That could easily be an
Yes, yes,
hour long. But because yeah, I
for
have
sure.
collectibles. I have Funko Pops. I have a lot of other things.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just like
cereal.
cereal. Oh, I have my
Hmm.
cereal boxes, which are like a third of
Yeah.
them are like Bootios, but who cares?
I still have my Blue Eyes box. I don't have anything in it. Just I kept the box. I ate the cereal, but I kept the Blue Eyes box 'cause they have them at FYE for like three
Yeah,
bucks now. I guess they're not. And so I was like, "Tum, tum, 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 tum."
the
But
candy bar
anyway, okay, we
sucks.
got to divert because we're gonna end up we're gonna end up
We're gonna
going
it's
down
gonna
a
be
hole here.
so you had some
Um,
topics for pop
but
culture.
yeah.
Shoot, throw 'em.
Um, yeah. Okay. Two of them. One, if I don't know if you're up on either one, but there was the big Warner Brothers announcement
Yes, yeah, okay.
that they are next year, 2021, actually this year, starting with Wonder Woman, they're releasing all of their slated movies for
Mm-hmm.
the whole next year up to December, both on the HBO Max app and on the and in theaters. That well, they're called theater safe theaters or theater
Yeah,
safe.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a new word for it. But wherever theaters are open internationally and here, they'll have them open. Plus, it people as the consumer who has HBO Max, I'm watching The Sopranos right now. I'm like, yes. Like I all I gotta do is buy a bigger TV. I don't have to go to the theater. I have HBO Max. I can watch Wonder Woman right here,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. Whereas the studio was okay with it, but then I guess producers and were livid. Certain directors like Christopher Nolan went off
Yeah,
saying that
yeah.
Warner Brothers has ruined the cinematic experience. I'm like, dude, you're just mad that your movie Tenet came out and it bombed. Like, sorry, dude. Like, I mean that's the business, you know.
It is,
I
yeah.
saw Tenet. It was okay. But I think he's just a little sour. But I mean, we're talking, dude, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, Dune,
Mortal
Matrix
Kombat.
4, Mortal Kombat. I know. Some heavy hitters
I will say this
are
for
all going to be
Mortal
coming out.
Kombat. The Shane Tsung from the original movie will always be Shane Tsung. I don't care. They got to throw him in there. He...
It's gospel. I don't disagree with you on that. I just purchased Mortal Kombat for Black Friday because they had a really good deal. I don't really like the games anymore, but I bought it because it came with all these DLCs,
hmm
which was Terminator, RoboCop. I was like, okay, that's what I'm getting. And even then, I was like, I still don't like Mortal Kombat. The new DLC, you get to play as the Shang Tsung from the first
Yeah.
movie, and it's the actor and everything. And now they brought back Raiden, Christopher Lambert
Yeah, I saw that thing. That
as
was cool.
Raiden. They brought back Johnny Cage. I'm like, oh, I have to. Even if I just get my ass kicked all the time, like I have to have this game. And it was amazing. And but I agree. The first one, Mortal Kombat, it's
They got to work it in.
it
They have to work it
they
in.
have to. They have to. When they did the Power Rangers movie, I'm assuming you saw the reboot movie, right?
hmm
It came out like 2-3 years ago. It was all original, but right when the Zords came out and they were going to fight Rita, go go Power Rangers, and they had a little bit of the song. I'm like, thank you. Like, I saw it with my daughter who was loving the movie, but finally I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm getting all into it. She's like, what, Dad? I'm like, shut up, you don't understand. Like that's for me. That song is put in this movie for me, the guy in his
hmm
30s. Um, yeah, if they don't, they're doing the fans a huge disservice by not having that in there. But
At
I'm
least put it
eager
for the
to see
credits.
to
If you
see
put
what
it
it
for the
is.
credits, I'll be okay with it. Like it
I
doesn't
would
have
just
to.
like to see it.
But yeah, I
I
think.
mean, in a perfect world, I'd like to see whatever the final battle's going to be, just a little of that. I would want to, but I can understand how a filmmaker would be like, I want to make it my own. Um,
And if they're going for a darker feel, it might be a little cheesy, but
they're going to for
yeah.
sure. They make everything darker these days.
But with
Um,
the HBO Max thing, it's a great
yeah,
idea. I mean, you get it. I believe it's like you get it for like 30 days.
30
Uh,
days, 1 month. Yep,
you get it for 30
and then it's
days, and
gone.
it's like that's brilliant. Because
It is.
when you think about
It
it,
is.
I was watching this other podcast that broke down how much money they're making a month. They're making like $500 million a month with HBO Max alone.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and
It's gonna bring in more subscribers.
it is, and
Yeah.
it puts everyone else on the table. It's like, hey, ours is if you're subscribed, you get it. What's up?
Yeah. I mean, it is. It is. They pulled out the snake, and but then the problem is another movie I forgot to mention that's part of this, Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I can't wait for that. I'm a big kaiju fan. I got statues, but that's a big one. But movie theater are obviously gonna hurt.
hmm
Um but I guess, I mean, because you look at it, okay, you don't, let's say, example, if you don't have HBO Max, let's say you don't have it,
hmm
and Mortal Kombat just dropped on HBO Max. Are you gonna go see it in the theater with your significant other and pay for you and her to go, not to mention all the COVID issues out there,
right.
or will you be like, hey babe, I'll just pay the $15, we'll have it for a month, and we'll just watch it as many times as you want, and then, oh, by the way, we have all of HBO at our disposal. Want to watch some old Game of Thrones? You want to watch some Curb Your Enthusiasm? Let's get it in for the month. Um, I can't see how, from a consumer and from their perspective, it's a win-win. The people who are missing out are, the theater chains are it's only going to hurt them even
It
more.
is because because they were probably banking on how the big hey, the big
Yeah,
movie's coming out this summer. We gotta
the tent poles.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's gonna lead into a different idea I was gonna quickly say, but it's the way it goes now. If you don't want people to see a movie, people aren't going to see a movie, and that just hurts you in the future. So if oh, I don't want my thing streamed, then no one's going to see it. Who's
right.
going to go?
Do you think? I didn't mean to stop you. Do you think the theater going experience is going to go away, or is it just going to change to where it's little hole in the walls like Cinebar, or like you have like a movie theater like per town, where it used to be you had, where we live, we
hmm
have, this on Lancaster, we got all these different theaters where it might be like, okay, there's just the one movie theater and they make enough money to support themselves, because people will still, like, for me personally, depending on what time of the year it is, when Godzilla versus Kong comes out, I myself might be like, I might want to see this in the biggest screen with the biggest surround sound that I can see, instead of sitting in my living room and my couch.
I'll just quarantine for
Like,
two
I
weeks. It's
want to.
fine.
Yeah, exactly, right. I'll get tested that day, go see it, and then go home and be like, 10 days I can't. Yeah, worth it.
To answer your question, I don't think it'll go away. I do think it might be something like a more intimate experience where it's probably smaller. We don't need these big screens and everything because who knows how many movies are being put on halt because of this. But if you there's a on Broadway, there's a independent movie theater. They only play independents, and it only
Right.
fits maybe 20 people in the theater. It was cool.
I've seen it. It's by the bicycle shop, right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
I went there. It was cool, but I would feel bad. I don't want to get up to use the bathroom because I'm gonna have to make this person move. Then the next person has to move. I open the door, everyone
Right.
sees me leaving.
Because they're
Uh,
tiny, right?
it was tiny. You're a bigger guy. You wouldn't like it, just because
No.
of the
Do you
comfort.
remember Chabot? Remember Chabot?
Yeah.
It was like Chabot was a converted theater,
hmm
tiny. Yeah, yeah. I've never been to that one that we're talking about by the bike shop, but I have seen it, and I know they only play indies, and I've always wanted to go there because I like supporting
Right.
local stuff. But what I was trying to get to with the HBO Max thing is
hmm
Disney pretty much said, hold my beer, with
Yeah.
their huge announcement where they said, oh, you got your, okay,
It's that's cute.
we're gonna hit you. Oh my god, dude,
We hit you
they
with
came at them
all the
hard.
Marvel, all the
All the
Star Wars.
Marvel,
Here's a couple
Star
reboots. Here's
Wars,
some Disney stuff.
some Pixar things for the kids. I'm just like, man, they didn't let the dust settle for Warner Brothers. Like, give them a week. Like, my god, just the Marvel stuff alone, it's so
Oh
much
yeah.
television. So like, and the thing that really chaps my ass, we both win in the end because I have both. But Disney Plus, they said they're going up $1,
Hmm.
starting in January to 7.99. I'm like, dude, $8 for what we're getting versus the HBO Max, which is giving me a lot now,
Well, you're paying
is
15.
$15 a month. I'm like, Disney Plus is I'm getting Marvel, I'm getting Mandalore, dude, Mandalore.
Dude,
Oof.
yes.
The finale's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's the
I'm a
finale?
Tomorrow is the season finale, yeah, and
Oh,
then we don't
wow.
get anything till November of next year. November is season three.
Damn.
But and I'm yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna do a whole season review thing on SoberNerd tomorrow. But um, they have Mando. They got the Ahsoka show
Hmm.
that got announced. Rogue Squadron, the High Republic, which I've been waiting for forever. I knew they were gonna do something. Just more things that I can. Obi-Wan Kenobi, which we already knew about.
Hmm.
Hayden Christensen's coming back as Darth Vader. They have Marvel with the movies we already knew about. They announced Fantastic Four in the Marvel studios. They said pretty much Spider-Man 3 and The Flash, I think, are going to be competing. We're going to have another Batman v Superman, uh, Captain America, Civil
Civil
War
War.
situation on our hands. Well, because the Flash movie that's coming out, that they've already in pre-production for. It's going to be Flash through the multiverse, and they've already announced that uh, um, Michael Keaton is coming back as the original Batman,
Nice.
his version of Batman. They're bringing. They already announced Ben Affleck is coming back as the current version of Batman. So he retired after Justice League, and
Hmm.
then I guess they gave him an offer he couldn't resist, and so he came back for that. They're talking Christian Bale. They even have I have articles of him saying if Nolan is okay with it, he said yes. He said I would do it if long as Nolan thinks I'm not gonna hurt what we did with the Dark Knight trilogy. So they're Batmaning the crap out of this thing. But then you look over at Spider-Man, and they just announced that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in the new Spider-Man movie along with Doctor Strange, and it's going to be some multiverse thing. And I'm like, oh no, like here we go again, you know? And again, we win in the end because I get to see both. So I'm like, yay,
Right.
see Marvel.
And
But then
it's a lot.
something's gonna.
It's there's so
It,
much like that to go on, and it's you know like for me, like you got like I like the Marvel movies a lot.
I do
Um,
too.
I want to like some of the DC movies. Like I liked Wonder Woman. Like hold on, I liked
Oh yeah.
Wonder Woman. Um,
You're like seeing me like triggered.
yeah. I like the ideas they had of with Man of Steel. I'm just disappointed that they
Mhm.
didn't take it further in certain aspects. Like
Right, right.
I wanted, after Man of Steel, after he killed Zod, that could have been the driving point of the next movie, where it's like Mr. Goody Good turned on his own people. Lex Luthor could have used that just to like, look, he's not afraid to turn on his own people. It could have been a bigger thing. Uh,
I think that would have been harder to do because he didn't turn on his own. Well, he
it,
did.
it could be
He's
played on
remember
that.
but he killed Zod because he was going to kill that family with the heat
Hmm.
vision, and he kept saying, "Stop, stop." I'm just so people know I'm a DC. You can see the Green Lantern tattoo. I am a DC fanboy, but I am a DCEU is what they're calling their shared universe
Hmm.
apologist. I'm a big fan of it. I support it. Their TV, Flash, Arrow, a couple of things, but only a few shows I like. But as far as the movie universe goes, Man of Steel is one of my favorite
I liked it a
like
lot.
movies. I love that movie. Batman v Superman. People make fun of Martha, the whole Martha thing, and I cringe because I get it, but I understood what they were doing because
No,
it was showing the descent of Batman. He was going into madness and darkness, and he looked at this person as an alien, as a false god, all these things. And then when he said save Martha, and that's his mother, he saw the humanity in him. He saw him as Clark for the first time rather than Superman and all these other things. And he saw what he kind of he
I
had
feel
become and
where
what he was about to
that
do.
scene like flops is you have Lois Lane running out. It's his mom.
I know, I know, I know.
Like
I, I, I,
And like Justice League had its great like I can't doubt the fight with Superman scene was great. It was a great scene. My biggest
Right,
issue was the
right.
scene before where it's like, do we even revive him? You guys kicked the
All
bad
right.
guy's ass without Superman. I think you guys are good. you
Well,
know
I mean, did they though? Because Steppenwolf kind of effed
they
them up.
they
Remember,
were
they shot a missile at him. He looked at, it, he went, and then they had the big flood, and Aquaman had to hold it back.
they held their
It showed how
ground pretty
disjointed they
well.
were.
They
I mean, they did. Here's the thing about the Justice League. I've
mhm.
always thought the Justice League needs Superman. Superman doesn't need the Justice League, and that fight showed it. I giggled. I was in a full crowd full of people sitting next to a good friend of mine, and when he was fighting the Justice League, it was all cool, and I was like, "This is great." The part that got me giddy is when he was holding them all back, and Flash tried to come around him, and he did that whole look thing, like I
Yeah,
could see you, like oh shit. And Flash is like, "Oh, like it's not gonna." Oh my god, that was.
I'll be honest with
I
you. I
felt like
did
they were
not like
pulling
the
something out
Flash
of
in that
Marvel.
movie.
Really, you didn't like Ezra Miller?
It just felt like he was aiming for
I like the
jokes that weren't there.
I think it's because I think, and that's where Justice League lacked. Hey, I'm holding out for the Snyder cut. I think it's going to be something great. But I think where that movie lacked is I think they had already had a trajectory,
Hmm.
and then when everyone said, "Hey, Batman v Superman was way too dark, way too brooding," they're like, "Well, remember they were already filming Justice League when Batman v Superman came out, and they were like, oh crap." So the producers and the suits come in and say, we gotta flip this around. We gotta make this funnier. And Zack Snyder, all these people are like, well, this train has already left the station. Okay, well, I guess I could change this. And so it became a Frankenstein. Then he had that tragedy. He had to leave the project. Joss Whedon came in and pretty much remade the movie. And so it was a Frankenstein. That's why I'm hoping Snyder Cut will come and we can just take the 2017 Justice League and go, well, that's over there. Now we have this version, which I'm hoping is a great. From what I'm hearing, it's great. And like I liked Suicide Squad. I know people dunk on it. I wasn't a fan of the Enchantress doing her whole hula hoop thing. Like I thought that was a bit much, I admit. But that was another movie that
My
had studio they got their
right
hands in it and
for
messed with it.
for me, a lot of it is just like if there's something that like totally flawed, like you left the person that was supposed to be your secret weapon against Superman virtually unattended.
Right.
I was
Right.
like, this whole movie could have been avoided by a few things.
Yeah. I know.
Uh,
No, I agree. I
yeah,
agree. That was a big one. Well, it just showed how screwed up they were that you couldn't replace the Justice League. Did you see Shazam?
I didn't see Shazam yet.
Oh, dude, I'm happy to let you borrow it. It is so good. I loved it. Did you see Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
I want to.
Oh,
I just want to be in the right
that's
mindset
another
to
one.
watch it because like I don't want
It,
to
it
like
it'll yeah.
I don't want to be in an okay mood and then I want to be
All
like, all
right.
right, I'm having an all right day. I can handle this.
Yeah. You want to take an antidepressant before you see it.
It's like
So
I
you're like
got I.
really happy.
That's like let me go to the
Um
liquor store real quick. I'll be right back.
yeah.
But speaking of superheroes,
Yeah. Yeah.
how do you feel knowing that Endgame was like the last big blockbuster before like the shutdown of all movie theaters?
Um I'll correct you on that. It wasn't.
Really? What was it?
Spider-Man. Remember, Spider-Man Far From Home came out after that.
It did well as like a big spectacle. I
It was
feel
bigger than Spider-Man for
yeah
sure. But
for
didn't
sure.
Spider-Man make $1 billion?
Did it?
I mean, there's no argument that Spider-Man was as big as Endgame. But
Well, let's
that
say
was the
the biggest
last.
hype train blockbuster, like oh this is a must see movie.
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
uh,
I saw it with you, didn't I?
yeah,
Yeah.
we were there.
Endgame was.
We cried
Yeah,
together.
Endgame was. We did. It was. We have a picture, I think,
Yeah.
of us crying in front of. Yeah, I
I will
remember.
say
Yeah.
this, like I love like Endgame for me, the best part is just the last 20 minutes. It's
I agree.
you could
I
just watch
agree.
that over and over again. That's the most worthwhile watching.
I
I
have.
I love
I have.
Infinity War way more than Endgame though.
Really?
Yes. Just because
Let's dive in on that. How? Why?
one
Well, I'm not judging you.
no no
Sorry,
no
I'm
no
not
no no it's
judging you.
fine
They're
it's fine.
both excellent movies.
I feel because where Infinity War like all the movies have led up to like since Avengers 1. It was like, okay, who's this Thanos guy?
Right.
Who's he's this big bad. When the movie starts with him ragdolling Thor, he destroys the Hulk like it was nothing, and
No.
the whole movie is
Oh,
just his hype train. And at the moment where, like, you see the Avengers getting their comeback, they're getting one up over Thanos, but at the end when Thanos snaps and the movie is
yeah.
over, it left the whole theater silent for the
Yeah.
fact that
What?
you see little kids crying because their superheroes lost. You hear grown
Yeah.
adults going, "That just happened. We have to
What
wait
did
a
I just
whole
see?
year to get a
Yeah. Yeah.
conclusion." That's where I felt Infinity War had the way bigger impact. And not to sell Endgame short,
It
both of
did.
these movies should not have worked. In theory, they should not have worked because of how many people are in it, how many big names, like just. But it made its way and it worked. It just found a way to do it.
I think the reason it did was what you said, the hype train. It had a long train, dude.
Mm-hmm.
10 years in the making from Iron Man 1 all just I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the Avengers, the first Avengers was its own
Yeah.
thing, and we had two of those leading into this. We had Civil War, which I would argue is its own Avengers movie. It's got damn near everyone in it. Civil War, and each movie kind of leapt to the next, where you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, which those two movies were completely on their own,
Mm-hmm.
but yet they gelled into Infinity War seamlessly. Like, how does two movies that have their own duology on literally another part of the galaxy, yet they work in this movie in tandem? It's
Mm-hmm.
just Kevin Feige's a genius, dude. Like, he just threaded the needle, and that's where I think Justice League failed. Is they did
I mean, he
Man of
made Elf.
Steel, Wonder Woman, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's like if we had had Iron Man, Captain America, and then the third movie had been Civil War. It would have been like,
I
hold on,
feel the DC movies could have been like a lot more successful in terms of like hype train and everything if they waited on
I agree.
Doomsday. Because
Yeah,
what do
they
I
threw him out
feel if
soon.
Superman died in the second movie? It's like, oh, okay, then just bring him back
Yeah.
in the next one. Um,
Hmm.
if they dragged it out a little longer, kind of like just use the Marvel formulas or like whatever, just
Yeah.
drag it out to here. Superman dies, and then there's a big threat. Oh God, now we need Superman back. Bigger impact. But
I think they were too impatient.
mhm.
They saw all this money being made at another studio, and like, we have characters that are just as big, if not bigger. What are we doing? We're just, let's make this thing, and they just rushed into it. But I kind of like what they're doing now. Is since Justice League, I've seen Aquaman. It
Mhm.
was excellent. They did Shazam. Harley Quinn got her own Birds of Prey movie. Wonder Woman's doing her thing. They're finally announced they're making Man of Tomorrow, which is the Man of Steel sequel.
Mhm.
And I like how Superman finally evolved into the Boy Scout Christopher Reeve Superman in Justice League. I did like that. Is this guy still bothering you? And talking to Batman, I know you didn't bring me back just because you like me, and like stupid, corny jokes. I'm like, yes, that's the Kansas
The
farm boy.
yeah.
And then at the end, that last shot I loved of Justice League, when he's walking out and Lois Lane is typing up her paper talking about all these heroes, and then at the end she goes, all you have to do is look up in the sky, and it shows Superman going down an alley, and bam, and he fly off. I'm like, all right, now we got the Superman we need. Now let's just, okay, we had a rough start, but now I really think the DC universe is
Starting to
is
bounce back.
sailing. I really do, with Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 84. I'm pretty sure is going to be great. Joker was phenomenal. Like, they found their pace. Like, hey, let's just make our own separate movies, and then we'll get back to the Justice League stuff later. Don't feel like you need to rush all your guys out.
I
And
do
I feel
feel
like they're finding their stride.
my favorite thing about all these superhero movies is the perfect casting. Like when I look
Yes,
at Henry
I
Cavill, I'm
agree.
like, that's Superman. I want to
Yeah,
look like that. Like I actually used to try to do his workouts, and they're insane. It's like,
they
oh,
are.
you're gonna do
Yeah.
this? I'm like, wait, that's only one workout. There's two
Yeah.
workouts. That's
Have you
what?
heard of Have you ever heard of Goggins?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, try his workout.
Yeah, I'm good.
I threw up. I tried. I tried. I'm a big guy. I'm like
But
almost
like
300 pounds. I threw up.
I loved
I only
you know,
got through
like
half.
RDJ, Iron Man, Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
Yeah.
You got Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, and all that stuff. And
Outside of Lex Luthor, I think DC has excellent casting. Wonder Woman. I agree with all their casting. I thought Lex Luthor was terrible. I'll say that as a fanboy of the DC movies. I did not
I
like
like
Jesse Eisenberg.
I like the idea, like he's this mogul, whatever, kind of like the Mark Zuckerberg or whatever. But
Zuckerbergy kind, yeah.
the portrayal was bad.
Yeah,
If
that manicky. I remember someone once said, wouldn't have been better if they had gotten oh, what's his name? Do you ever
Stone
watch
Cold
Breaking
Steve
Bad?
Austin, oh yeah, Heisenberg,
Heisenberg as Lex Luthor,
what's
just
his
that
name?
serious. I can't remember his name, and I know his name. He
Bryan
was
Cranston.
Zordon in Power Rangers. Michael Cranston.
Bryan
I think
Cranston.
the ball. Brian. I said Brian
Michael Keaton.
Cranston would have been Michael Keaton. Yeah, Brian Cranston would have been, I think, a great. He would have had that stoic. Even though he has no powers, he can go nose to nose with Superman and just be like, just look him in the eye. And, you know, you're an alien. I'm gonna stop. I'm this, and I'm a mogul. You can't touch me. Just, I believed it. Where Lex felt so, you know, when Superman came up there and he was, oh, we've got problems up here, and you know, we're gonna call your mother, and he's throwing I didn't buy it. If they had thrown one line in where you find out, okay, he's Lex Luthor's like kid or something
Junior.
like that, then it's like, okay, his dad's just in prison or something. But I wrote a blog about how disappointed I was with Lex Luthor. But outside of him, I have no problem with it. And I'll as much as, and that's I think why Endgame had a big impact was RDJ's "I am Iron Man." Like that was huge. And to see him go was just it. One character dying had almost this kind of impact that Infinity War had with all those characters dying.
Right.
That's why I think Endgame won me over as far as what you were saying about the characters, is because in Endgame we got one death. Well, two technically was with Black Widow, but those two hit as hard as the 20 that died in Infinity War. So I was like, okay, that shows you. Still, in my humble opinion, I think Logan made me cry the most.
Oh, I loved Logan. That was my favorite superhero movie until Infinity War.
I agree. That I felt more with Wolverine's death than I did with Iron Man's. I'm just gonna say it. I know I'm gonna get jumped for that, but
No, I agree with you. Because
well
for me,
played.
the biggest impact, because I love both these movies. I love both
Oh yeah,
Endgame and in Infinity
Logan.
War. It's because I'll watch reactions of the crowd when things happen, like when like Thor enters Wakanda, just people losing their mind, or as soon as you see like everybody walking out of the portals, like for me again,
Avengers Assemble.
yeah. And funny thing is, I think it's somewhere around here. I have a hero click of the captain. It's him with his shield and Thor's hammer.
Really?
Yeah. Or is he the captain or the
Oh
soldier? It's one of those
wow.
two. But I have it. It's somewhere around here. But
Hold on to that.
yeah. But yeah, like that moment, like alone, just everyone in the theater just losing their shit.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. I get it.
just seeing
I
like
don't disagree.
Thor in Wakanda, you just see T'Challa and his whole kingdom walk through the portals, and you see everyone showing up. It's like, god damn, that felt so good. Ugh.
That was good. That's good. What do you think they're gonna do with that? I mean, I know we're up with Black Panther too. I mean, they announced they're not gonna recast him.
No, I think Shuri.
Shuri, yeah.
It makes sense because she didn't. We don't know if she disappeared. And the thing with that is, well, Wakanda's been without a leader for 5 years. So who led Wakanda?
Well, he came. Okay.
So like,
So okay. So saying she led it, he came back. They somehow write him out, and then she was already doing it while he was gone.
Right.
And okay,
Because
yeah, well, yeah,
that's my thought. That's one of the ways where, like, well, someone had to run Wakanda while this was going on, just like
true,
how
it's
they had
true,
their the Avengers meetings. Like, someone had to be in charge.
right.
Um,
Um, I'm excited for it. I hear the villain is gonna be
Namor.
uh Namor.
That'd be interesting. Like,
That
I'm
would be crazy.
like I was so
The
bummed
first
out
mutant.
with Chadwick Boseman dying. I was like,
Yeah,
I did
that was
not believe it. I didn't know he had cancer.
no, I
No
didn't
one did.
either. Blew me away. No, I know, and I know he was your guy. You got the outfit and
Am I
everything.
wearing it right now? No, I'm not. I'm not wearing it right now.
I know you wore it to the movies.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't actually.
that one hurt. That one stung.
But
That one stung.
I'm just
Um,
wondering, yeah, what's gonna be the future? I liked Black Panther a lot. That was a lot. That was a great movie.
excellent, excellent movie. I agree. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I know they delayed it a year and they changed the title
Hmm.
look a little bit. So his sister taking over makes sense. I saw a fan poster of her as Black Panther and it said "My Brother's Keeper" on it, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't know how they'll write him out. Maybe Namor takes him out, and so it would make the story more personal. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. I honestly don't even want to
I
speculate because I look like an idiot.
I feel they should just have like a proper tribute. Like, it there to have him get killed off would just kind of be distasteful because, like, the real guy is dead. So it's just like, let's not do that.
Well then, what do you think? What do you think they could do? Because they're not going to recast him. Do you think just have it happen off screen? I mean, um, I don't know.
Because
I could tell you one thing
I don't
though.
think they would put a 3D visualization of him either. Unless it's
Just
like
even just for a little bit in the beginning.
nothing. Like, I don't like. If anything, it could be something her looking off into the distance, and it's like seeing her brother. That I can see, but like having him get murdered or something like that, I don't think they would do that. I think that would be too
Yeah.
much of a backlash.
Yeah, watching him die like again, kind of thing. Yeah, no, I get it. That could be rough.
It would.
Maybe a flashback. I mean, they did it with Leia in Star Wars. They brought back,
That is true.
Tarkin in Rogue One. And so it's not beyond their capabilities, but you want to do it in a way. And sorry, I'm snapping that to me. You want to do it in a way that's the most tasteful and respectful. Um,
If anything,
and
if they
so
started off with like a funeral, and like
right.
that could be a way to do it. Um,
Hmm.
because I
I think
know.
it would be a strong one.
Mhm,
Yeah, that's a strong opening.
it
Um,
would mean a lot to people too.
that movie, it's gonna make gangbusters, dude. Like, who's that's gonna be on Endgame level. Like, everyone's gonna see that.
Right.
Even people who might not have been fans, or people are gonna want to know where this is gonna go. It's gonna be, and I'm just comparing it because it does make sense. Is how Furious 7, with the last Paul Walker movie, and how we all know he had passed away just in the beginning of that, and they had to kind of use a lot of CGI to finish him out.
Hmm.
Um, and I think, oh gosh, did you hear that? That was my email just went off. Um, uh, how they had to how all the stuff they had to do with that, and then it had a tribute to him. I mean, that's a lot of people went to see the movie just to see like how were they going to do this with Paul Walker? How are
Hmm.
they going to do that? And I think a lot of people are going to show up for that. I mean, obviously, people like you and I, we're going to see it anyway.
Hmm.
But I think that's going to bring a lot of people out of the woodwork, as they say, to like how is this going to play out.
Right.
The fact that we're talking about it and doesn't come out for another 2 years, like there's going to be a lot of hype for this movie.
Oh
Not to
yeah.
mention all the stuff that's going to come out between now and then too. That's going to build up to things. You always want to see what the next step is.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's going to be big. The first one made $1 billion. I wouldn't be shocked if this one made two. I really wouldn't. I think it's gonna kill it.
Oh yeah.
Um, but no, I'm excited. I'm excited for everything that's going on with DC and Marvel. In the end, we win. Um, as far as all that, I'm excited for it. Not so excited about what's going on with all the Pokemon trading card stuff. That sucks.
It does.
To tell you the truth, I'm glad my daughters aren't too into it because as a parent, I get really passionate about their hobbies. Especially my 8-year-old, she's gonna be 9 in a couple months, if you could believe that. She is really into Fortnite. She plays it on the Switch all the time, and so I got it on my PS4. I said, okay, I'll play with you, and now I'm playing Fortnite a lot. They
I
just got Mandalorian. I'm like, oh man, I'm playing as the Mandalorian, but
I want to
I
get a
really get into
Mandalorian. I'm actually playing it
you.
too.
Oh,
I don't
dude,
want
we
to pay
got
for it. I don't want to pay for it. It's just like I don't want to pay for this.
if you can. There's a way around it. If you get
The
the season
V
pass, which is
coins.
only $11. You get all the season pass stuff, and then they throw his suit in, his whole thing in for free.
Yeah,
Um, so he comes with that, and then I went down the rabbit hole, dude. I got him. I got Master Chief. I kind of got a few things. I got Kratos. And I've been having some fun with it. I'm not really good with the whole building thing. Like I can put a wall up right in front of me if you're trying to shoot me, but
hmm
some of these guys, man, I'm shooting them and they're going upstairs, and I'm like, how are you? And they're just running over me and shooting me in the back of the head. I'm like, man. Um,
I
but I get really into my kids' hobbies.
there was one instance where I don't have any skins, so it's great whenever I win because like this guy would like did a noob just beat us? I'm like, bro, I've been playing video games for a long time, but someone was in the Mandalorian suit, headshot with a sniper. So I was like, gotcha.
Oh, wow. Wow. Do you know you can actually, if you go and kill the Mandalorian NPC, you can get his sniper rifle and his jetpack.
I was close,
Um,
but he got me.
oh yeah, I got him once. Once. I've tried a few times, but I did get him one time. That's because me and my daughter ambushed him and I took the jetpack. She's like, "Daddy." I'm like, "Bye." But I was like, Star Wars has been in my life longer than you, honey. Um, but well, I was on a tangent there, but I get into their hobbies, and if my kids were really into this and they really wanted that card, this would put me in a bad spot as a
hmm
parent because I'd be like, well, I want my kids to be happy. I want to, even if it wasn't that one card, I want to be able to go to the store, especially with Christmas coming. I want to be able to buy them, the packs. I want to see them unbox. What'd you get? Unpacking them. That's so much fun as a parent to watch your kids go through that because I
hmm
did it as a kid. I do it now as an adult, and to watch them, unpacking stuff or getting them these box sets and stuff. I love it, and I love their reaction. And to have some, prick who just wants to make a buck buying out all this stuff, that I don't like that. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
it
I
sucks.
don't like that at all. And that would be pretty pissed. Luckily, I don't have any skin in the game now. I'm glad. And when I hear all this and read all this stuff that I was reading and I watched a couple YouTube videos before we did this podcast about it. I'm glad I'm not in that game anymore because it would be very frustrating. I'll just stick with the video game and and on my phone I have the Pokemon uh
Pokemon Go.
Home.
Oh, home.
Well, I
Yeah.
have Go. Everyone has Go, but I have Home because I was able to bring all my 3DS guys, all those Pokemon Bank guys over to Home, and then now Home is connected to Go, and so every week I'm uploading 25, 50, as many Pokemon as I can get up into Home because I'm trying to get all my Pokemon Go into Home. And then I got everything from my Sword and Shield in Home, Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu in Home. So I'm trying to get everything in Home. Um, Pretty much I'm trying to make it to where I don't have to play Pokemon Go anymore, to be honest with you. Then I can just have Home because with Home I can battle, trade, I can do all that stuff. I don't even have to have my Switch out for that. Um, but so yeah, as far as the digital version of Pokemon, I'm still very present. I still play it. I still have Home. I'm still all in that. My kids are watching the anime. But the trading card game kind of I got into it for a minute, and then I think it was just my time. I didn't have any time.
Right.
I was playing it. I enjoyed it, but I had already been when I started playing Pokemon trading card game. I think Pearl had already come out, so I
Okay.
had already been playing the video games for a couple generations. I'd already watched the anime, and then I was also playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Very like Yu-Gi-Oh has and still somewhat is an obsession for me as far
hmm
as card games go. It's always the top. It's the game I can, sprick and zilingity all day, and so I was already so deep into that, and I already had a nice red deck with magic. I was like, another card game. And so I tried, and I got into it for a little bit, but it didn't last. I think I did it for like a year at our comic store that we used to go to. Go play Unlimited, get my ass kicked a bunch of times. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm just too old for this. I'm gonna stick with the video game. I'll tell you what, I did it a lot longer than the Final Fantasy card game.
I
I
still
I
have all
got the
my
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
7.
cards.
Really, I have the 7 and 13 deck.
So,
Um,
do you remember
but I was
the
never any good at
store
it.
Bigger Better Games in
Yeah, of
Fremont?
course. Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I would run tournaments for them for Pokemon and D and
Oh
D.
wow.
They actually gave me a box of the Final Fantasy trading card game. I have
Oh
all those cards
wow.
still. So I
Oh
made
wow.
like a Final Fantasy 10 deck, 7 deck, 5, 6, you name it. I was like, awesome.
Did they have a so did they have a 9? Because I know that's your nut is
I could
9.
probably pick it up at Wild Things. I want to get the 9 one. Nine's my favorite. I
Mhm.
love that one so much.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
like that could be Sephiroth is out now in Smash.
Yes, I know.
What I want to say with that one is before I go into that, there was a quick story with Pokemon. So
Yeah.
yeah, everyone at our shop played Unlimited, so I wanted to
Mhm.
be more competitive. Like, all right, I'm gonna make my deck modified, and I made
Mhm.
all my decks tournament legal. Like, I can take this deck
Okay.
anywhere and play it. The first deck I made, it was with Garchomp. I made it. It was my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck for Pokemon.
Okay.
So essentially, it's
Okay.
like, okay, my turn. I play, like, I have my Gibble, I have my Swablu, I have a
Okay.
Gabite. Gabite lets me search any dragon Pokemon in my deck. Let's go get another one.
Okay.
Let's go get another one. Let's go power up
Oh,
my
okay.
Swablu's to Alterius, which gives me a 20 attack boost. Let's
Okay.
get a Garchomp out
Wow.
already. One,
Yeah.
one,
It's
one
pretty broken.
energy, 60 damage, take away your special energy. Two energy, 100 damage, discard the top two. When I had two
Wow.
Alterias on the deck, one energy, 100 damage.
Wow.
Like, I would clean house. And I remember
Yeah, that I wouldn't want to play you.
and I remember telling
Jeez.
Oliver, like, hey, you have a dragon deck that it's a hard counter to mine, and my deck is a hard counter to you. If I play this, we have you have to play that one. We once
Did
sit
you?
at a game for an hour, just going back and forth, just thinking about
I would
it.
like to have seen that. That would have been cool.
We were tired. We didn't want to stand up afterwards. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
with Seth,
When I was playing David in Yu-Gi-Oh, he had a Dark World deck
mm-hmm,
that was Grapha,
right, right,
super broken Dark World deck, and I had a Lightsworn deck, a 60 card Lightsworn deck because it was all milling,
right.
for Lightsworns. And him and I would just play forever because I would constantly be milling cards and getting out my Archangels and my Judgment Dragons, and then he would always be milling and getting out his Grapha, and we would always be canceling each other out. We played for like 45 minutes, which if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, that's a long time to be playing
Oh
an
yeah.
advanced format Yu-Gi-Oh for almost 45 minutes. He beat me in the end, but he was like, I gotta shoot, like, wow, Grant. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I made that deck because he destroyed me with his Dark World deck. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck your ass up. I got so mad, so I went out and I searched and made a Lightsworn deck to counter his deck, and it was fun. But yeah, it was a similar
But
story.
yeah, so Sephiroth is now released to the public. I love the trailer. Oh my god, like he cleaned house. Like he shows up.
Yes, yes, he did.
Like I
Speaking of
love.
Smash, this is on my desk. It's my yeah, Sephiroth amiibo. You know they're gonna make
I
one.
oh no, yeah, that's the one I'm gonna get.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I used to have an obsession with getting the amiibos, but I got all the ones I wanted, so I'm like, I'm happy, I'm fine, I don't need them anymore. Cloud, okay, I'll get the
Dude,
Cloud
I
one.
got 2 boxes full. I have both. I have this Cloud that I keep on my desk, which is the classic, and then I have
Yeah,
the Advent Children version of Cloud as well. I have him, and I have this one. This is Tron, but this is the Disney
Disney, yeah,
Infinity figure. Yeah, but I'm a huge Tron fan, so I got him, and I got Mad Love for Pokemon. I got this in a box set, that you buy. Mewtwo and Mew, and then last but not least, to complete my nerdum, this Goku that you got when you pre-ordered Kakarot the game.
nice.
I got those guys on my desk.
Uh,
But yeah, Sephiroth.
uh,
I'm
yes.
I'm I I'm very excited for that amiibo.
I am too.
His trailer was so good. I knew it was him as soon as I saw that one wing. I was like, oh my god.
Like it was so
Um,
funny because I saw the thing and I'm like, hmm. Some of the reaction or like some people who were streaming it were like, it's Jesus, here we go.
ah,
It was like, I mean, you're partially white, right? Um, but
that's funny.
it's like, how do you top this? He's only the third character in the season pass.
Yeah.
Like my thoughts are, if you're gonna have Sora, you might as well throw Riku in there because, come on, Sora versus Sephiroth. Come on now, you can't compare.
Sora would be perfect for Smash.
He would, but but a lot of people. I think the issue with that one is more of you have to deal with Disney too, not just Square.
I
So
know.
that might be a bit of an issue because you're not going
Goku,
to get
Goku,
Donald.
Goku, Goku.
That was actually my like Goku is another interesting one. I mean, you just had the ultimate bad guy. Now let's get the ultimate good guy.
Right?
But
And it's
there's
special, Ultra Instinct, obviously. Yeah.
um,
We'll see.
there's a lot of things to go behind it or with that one.
I don't know. I
Just get
heard rumors.
Thanos, you know.
Oh, well, I heard rumors of Star Wars. They're talking about Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader being an amiibo character, amiibo, a a Smash character.
That'd be
And
interesting.
so if that would be very interesting, you know, lightsaber, it would be easy because it's just another sword fighter. So it's just the skin, and then they have, you know, force powers. Like it wouldn't really be that hard to put
It'd
them in
be
the game.
unfair to
Neither would Goku.
it'd be unfair to like jumping characters because you'd have the high ground.
No, I get that. I understand that reference. I understand that joke perfectly. You have to be Obi-Wan Kenobi though for that to really sink in.
Get on
But
the magma
yeah.
stages.
How many so he's the third, what is it gonna be five
Third out of
characters?
five.
Five, so there's two more. Um and then that's it, right?
Uh, Um, that's it, unless they have a third season. Um, but we don't know. I mean, Sephiroth is an ambitious one, so like that,
Yes.
it's
Is he
like
available now? Because I haven't even got it.
you can buy him, then you have to do the challenge in the game in order to unlock him.
Oh wow. So
So
you
they're
don't
not
just get
making
him out
it
of the
that
box.
easy to get him.
Did you get him?
I'm gonna stream it, so I
Okay.
bought it, but I'm
Okay.
gonna stream it.
Let me know. Because I want to see that. I haven't done it myself. I didn't know he was available now. I haven't played Smash in quite a while. But I'll definitely want to see that.
Uh,
That'll
I,
be
I
tight.
I
That'll be
used to play
tight.
with friends every now and then, but yeah, like that's when I'm like, all right, I gotta get him. I gotta get his amiibo. I gotta get the Banjo
No,
Kazooie.
I
I was so let down with the Minecraft one. I was like, who the hell? What? Like this? You made us wake
yeah.
up for this?
Yeah. Yeah, that was an early announcement, wasn't it? Like
That was
five,
the
6 in
one
the morning or
before
something like that.
Sephiroth.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the previous one. Yeah, I my kid plays Minecraft. I personally never really got into it. Um, but I mean, good for them. I was like, oh, cool. With everyone from Joker all the way through, I've been kind of like, all right. Banjo Kazooie, I was like, okay, that one's good. Sephiroth was the first one where I was like, oh, no, I have to buy the season pass. Because at first I was like, I'm just gonna get one or two characters that I like. I was like, but now, like, I mean, obviously, um, yeah, that's a big one. I want to see you get that guy. That would be tight, cool to
I might
watch.
stream it tomorrow, so I don't know. We'll see. Well, we're coming up on time
Cool.
now. So, got any
Yes, yeah,
remaining
it's about
words
10.
before we
Um,
finish?
just if anyone's watching this, please stop scalping and buying up all the Pokemon cards so that normal people can do that and get HBO Max and Disney Plus. They're not even like sponsoring this. I don't know why we're plugging them. But no, I don't know. Shameless plug, SoberNerd, the SoberNerd. I
I
got,
was gonna ask you to do
you know,
that.
yeah, I got all that
Where can they
stuff. I
find
have a
you?
Twitch.
Okay.
I have a Twitch, but I haven't been on it in a while because you can actually help me with this. I love Twitch. I have a Twitch channel with a whole bunch of gameplay on there, but ever since I've been able to connect to YouTube, all my live streams, not many, I've only been doing it for a month now, have been YouTube because I can go YouTube live. I've always figured YouTube has a, I guess, quote, bigger audience than Twitch. And so I was going live on there, and then I can also put my podcasts on there. I could put, sketch videos and stuff up there.
If you're watching this on
And so
Twitch,
now,
he didn't mean it. Uh,
yeah, I did.
if
No,
you're
I didn't.
watching this on YouTube,
I love Twitch. I have a Twitch. I personally don't know I don't know what to do. All right, help me. I got mad love for Twitch. I subscribe to a few people on Twitch, but I'm trying to find the balance of when I go live. What to do, because I can only pick one. Maybe I'll alternate it. I don't know, but I do go live every Friday. Me and my friends call it fucked up Fridays, where we all have a little bit too much of whatever. And we play, and it's kind of our own little podcast where we just talk crap and play Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty or whatever. And we do it every Friday. It's either going to be on Twitch at the SoberNerd or YouTube SoberNerd, depending on which one I do. I have YouTube, I have a Facebook, I have Twitter, I got all that. I got all that stuff. My Instagram is usually just random pictures that I put up of Parks and Recreation characters. But I have one of Ron in a Laker outfit doing a thing that was pretty funny. But yeah, so I have all that stuff, and I'm gonna have you on there very very soon. We'll work that
we'll
out.
figure it out.
Sweet.
All right. Well,
That's
everyone,
it,
thanks
man.
for watching, and tune in next time. All right.
Yes.